Hey guys, Mike from InnRoads Ministries here with a little bit of information about something you're going to be seeing a lot from us in the near future. You're going to be seeing this on our website, you're going to be seeing it on our social media, and you're going to be seeing it on our podcasts. So I figured I would take a little bit of a time to kind of explain what we're going for here and what we hope to see happen. Before I get into all of that, I want to tell you guys a little bit of the blessings that we've seen in the past few months since we've got our 501c3 approved. We've got church game days on the calendar, not where we're just going to a church and playing, but where we're actively participating with the church in gaming events that they're doing. We are actively partnering with them and helping set up these amazing game experiences. So we're very excited about that. We're also excited about the fact that our Gen Con presence is actually looking to increase this next year with a team going out there and planning events and really getting out on the floor, that you'll be seeing more and more of us out there doing our thing at Gen Con. We're also really excited because we're putting work in on what we're calling the InnRoads Core Handbook, which is basically going to be something that we'll be able to hand to churches and say, here, if you want to do ministry the way InnRoads does ministry, this is how you can do this. This is a guide and a framework to do that kind of ministry. We're putting that together right now, and we're hoping that beginning of next year, we'll be able to actually start making that and having that be a thing. So all that said, I'm going to tell you that this is a time that we really need your help. In order to make any of that stuff happen, in order to make our big game days happen, our Extra Life event happen, all this stuff, we need your guys' support. You guys have already been a huge blessing to this ministry, and those of you who are currently actively supporting this ministry financially, we thank you so much for what you do. You allow us to keep doing this. But in order for this to happen, as the reach of this ministry expands, so do the costs. And so I'm really going to put out a challenge to you guys to help support this ministry. Now, I'm not here to add an item to your budget. As you might have noticed if you've seen videos from this site in the past, I have a new location. I have a new house. That has a whole collection of bills and added expenses. And I'm well aware of the fact that there are times when expenses and budgets are tight and money doesn't go as far as we want it to. I'm not here to add to that. I'm here with a challenge. If you are in the gaming hobby, if you are a hobby gamer with a huge collection or even a small, just starting collection, or you're even related to a gamer who you're not actually the gamer yourself, but you know somebody who's really passionate about this, in all likelihood, you already have budgeted some amount of money to purchase a new game this year. Now, this might be a range. It can range from a $20 little small family-style, fun kind of filler game, or it can go up to $80 or $100 to get a huge box of plastic and deep, rich experience. No matter where you fall in that paradigm, somewhere in your budget is already money to add a new game to your collection, and I'm going to challenge you. Challenge you to think about what would happen if you didn't get one of the games that you were going to buy this year. That one of those pieces of cardboard and plastic loveliness did not end up on your shelf this year. And instead you took that money and you donated to help us reach people through games for the gospel of Christ. If you gave that money to help us give the gift of gaming to a lot of people and use that to bring people together and show them how much God loves them. We're calling this campaign One Game for All. The reason being is we know that it's a sacrifice to tell a gamer not to buy a game. We understand that when that hype grabs hold, or when that you watch some review and say, this is everything I love about gaming, it is a huge deal to not pick that up and not make it yours and not bring that to your friends in your gaming group to play and to just devour. We know that. But we also know something else. We also know that God is bigger than even the best games we have in our collections. And we really do think that this ministry is something that is unique and uniquely capable of bringing people together and showing them who God is. People who otherwise wouldn't hear it. People who otherwise would not even set foot in a church will come to these events, will come to this ministry. We want to see this in more churches. We want to see this grow. And we want to just see this kind of effort touch so many people. And really, when you compare the cost of one game to what it means when somebody can finally feel at home in their church, when somebody can finally find out that somebody cares about them, to find out finally that God doesn't hate them. In fact, he loves them very much, enough to send his son to die for them. I'm really thinking that's worth the cost of one game. There's actually a couple things that your donations help us to do. Some of them just let us keep doing what we're doing already. Others are because of the fact that we have future plans and things that we want to see happen and hope to see in the near future that require extra resources that we don't currently have access to. Currently, we do throw big game days, and those big game days cost. We do not charge anyone for those. And so donations like yours will actually help us continue to do those and even do more of them. We actually want to provide leadership training materials because right now, everything is tied to our board members and specifically myself a lot. We want to be able to provide materials that people can use them and train locally so that it's not required for one of us to go out there to actually do the ministry. We can actually just provide them with materials, provide them with videos, provide them with training, and let them do their thing. That the manual is a big part of that, and we're hoping to see that happen in the near future. Obviously, in light of the manual, that we don't want to charge for that. Ideally, we want to get to a place where we can just hand it to people, where we can say, here's a file, here's a hard copy of the book, do what you will. We want to get to that place, and that requires a lot of donations. But also, we have brochures, pamphlets, we have all sorts of stuff that make our events great. We also have stuff that you guys love to get from our events, like the buttons and the stickers and the magnets and the t-shirts that you guys keep asking me to make. These things all require costs, and so those things help us to do that as well. Not only to get information out, but also just to get our name out and to let you guys celebrate the awesomeness of this ministry and how it's impacted you. We also want to keep going to conventions, and conventions, as I'm sure many of you watching this video know, are not a cheap venture. They have a huge upfront cost. We want to keep doing them, but in order to do so, we need to have donations in order to make sure that our volunteers who are taking time, because we work our volunteers at a convention, we make sure that these guys, yeah, we're going to have fun. Yeah, it does involve playing games, but we work hard to get the content that we bring back to you guys, to make contact with the people there. And really, as anybody, like any other ministry out there, it is a lot of just putting ourselves out there into the lives of the people at that convention and really doing good there and really trying to be the hands and feet of Christ out there in that convention. We want to keep doing that. We want to go to more conventions. In the future, there's even lots of things that we want to see happen that are big ticket things that we really hope to see in the future, but right now literally only exist in dreams and prayers. And we appreciate those too. If you're listening to this and you think, man, it'd be so great if we could have InnRoads come out here. It would be so great if we could do that. Guys, we appreciate all your prayers as well as your financial giving. There's a lot going on with the ministry, and God's doing awesome things, and you can help partner with us as we seek to just continue to do this work. So how does that break down? Well, it's a little complicated, but not terrible. Go on that paradigm and find where you are. Like, for the sake of argument, let's just say a $60 game that you're not going to buy, and instead you're going to give that money to help us do this ministry. So you go to our website and you click on Donate. And rather than put $60 in that field, you're going to divide that by 12 for a whopping $5. And then you're going to click on the Recurring Monthly Donation checkbox and send it on its way. Why do we want recurring monthly donations instead of just giant lump sums? There's a couple of reasons. One is that we want you guys to not have to worry about feeling the weight of the donation. We want you guys to give joyously. It's kind of biblical. So rather than worry about finding a giant lump sum, spreading that out across the entire year is so much easier and so much easier for you guys to find. So we definitely want that to be as easy on you guys as possible. It also allows us to know what we can expect month to month. So it's easier for us to plan on when we do our events, when we do our traveling, when we go to conventions, that sort of thing. Even things like when we upgrade our recording equipment. Right now, we don't have a video camera other than my webcam. We don't have microphones for everybody that are up to snuff. So we would love to start being able to upgrade our gear so we could give you guys a better quality product so that you can use that in your ministries. These are all things that we can plan on doing if we knew how much we were getting every month. So that's why we love recurring monthly donations instead of giant lump sums. So again, find out where you are on that paradigm, divide that by 12, and set up a recurring monthly donation. That way, that one game, not only does it span like right now in the immediate needs of the ministry, it actually sets up and says, you know what, this one game is going to help this year, and then I'm going to give that one game next year, and it's going to help everybody. It's going to help everyone. It's going to expand and multiply and help us do this work. Guys, I know that money is tight. I'm feeling it with you, but I pray that rather than add to your budget, you'd consider just taking that one game and saying, I'm not going to put it on my shelf this year. I'm going to wait, and I'm going to give that money to these guys to take games to people who really need them. Take games, take the love of God, take that feeling of being connected to something to people who really need it. Guys, I hope the rest of this year is a blessing to you. I hope that throughout everything, we get to tell you how great things are going to go for this ministry. I look forward to all the stuff that comes in the next year as God really opens the doors. All of us are really excited at InnRoads on the board, and our volunteer, Daniel. We always end our conversations with, we're so excited about what God's going to do. And I hope that you would consider partnering with us as we go to try and do this. Thanks, guys, and have a good year.